Hello and welcome to the Komu and Low tour. So I decided that today we're going to do Komu and Low. This is yet another Bluey 1000 episode. Remember to subscribe for more content. I really just wanted to get into the actual content, the high quality, non-captioned content, get out of these tours and be able to do the first book series episode. So I decided to do that today. So I'm just gonna do both tours, try to get through quickly, and that's pretty much it. So this is gonna be the last of the format that you've been seeing, and the book series is probably gonna be the format that is more likely to be done. Alright, so this is Komu. I'm gonna go down the roads, tell you what I see. If I don't see anything important, I just won't say anything. But I'm gonna go down each road, say something, because the Komu is on grid. So for important roads, I'm going to speed up the footage so that you can see me passing by. But for bare roads, it's probably gonna get cut out. Anyways, this is a monument. So this is a glass company, but they have a monument on top filled with glass. I actually have to fill this frame with glass, so that's a project we can work on. So these are our stadiums. This is the baseball and football stadiums. They do have interiors and they do work as actual stadiums. I'm just not going to go inside of them just for time saving measures. This is another street. This street has a lot of your skyscrapers here. Now, one of the big elements of this city is this skyscraper right here, and it is based off of the Billionaire's Row Tower that was there. So that's what it's based off of, and it is the staple of the city. And if it wasn't that, it would be Notre Club. So I'm simply just going to show this real quick, just because I wanted to point out that there is trees lining every other. So here we start to get on. This is the street right before my favorite part of the city. This is the nature district right here. There's some empty slots here to be built. So this building right here that you see, the stone one, is called the Chalice of Notre Club, and is basically a room for members of the church. I'm just gonna horse through this part real quick, as you can see. Now my absolute favorite part is Notre Club. I'm going to be riding through that right now, and I'll just speed up the footage since I just absolutely love it. The last thing I'll show is the college, and then we'll move on to Low. So Notre Club is fully interiorized and is one of the big two churches of the city, and honestly, the entirety of Newlandia. And I'm gonna be using this a lot, so I think this one might be a little bit more worth it to do a tour for. You might recognize this one because it was the first thing that you saw when I started the Southern Cincinnati episode. But I'm gonna go inside, so it's probably gonna be a silent tour. I'm just gonna slightly speed it up and not say too much to, respect the silence of the church. I will show you how the bells sound before I enter permanently for this part of the tour. So this is how the bells sound. village, which is not interiorized, but the exteriors are all finished, so you can enter. This is Core Fox University. The only building that has an interior as of now is the dorms that you see here, which is a massive building you can see when you enter on the bridge, which you can see the bridge just beyond there. And we can go inside this when we do college interiors. You'll absolutely see the interior of the dorms. So now that we've finished with the dorms, I'm going to enter into Low. So Low is a lot of monuments, and it is a very few houses. Low is probably the most unfinished part of the city, but I do have to go through it. So this is going to be a silent tour. Just watch the monuments, look at the monuments, try to guess what they are, because we're going to be in Low a lot, so I'm not going to need to tell you what things are, because you're going to know over time, because I want you to keep watching, and this is a good way to do that, so you figure out what things are called. So this is going to be the silent part of the tour. When I end this tour, which is when I go back to the monument over there, I will then end the episode there and give you a thank you and remind you to subscribe, which you should be doing anyways. Alright, so I'm gonna start the tour now. Alright, and with that, we wrap up our tour of Komu and Low. I really would like to thank you all for watching and supporting me so far. The next video I'll be releasing is the first episode of the book series, be releasing a regular episode of the Nations series. That is all. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. It's literally everywhere. And with that...